If I told you that you wasn't special, your fams wasn't special, your friends wasn't special, nobody you know is special. Nobody's special. Them people that you know that make the bands all the millions of dollars, they not special either. You know what they do? Hard work, dedication, discipline, patience. A whole bunch of things that a lot of y'all are not doing. And I had to literally work really hard to see this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's what we talking about. So y'all not special. Nobody's special these days. You know, you might have some talents, but the next person got some talents. Nothing's new these days. So you need to lock in and do what you need to do if you're trying to succeed. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna talk about. Nobody owes you nothing. I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing. Unless literally finances, you don't owe nobody nothing. You might owe the bank or something. But peoples, you don't owe them nothing. And when them people be acting like they special, and you need to sit them down. You need to sit them down. You need to sit them down and tell them like, yo, look, bro, I don't owe you nothing. And the world don't owe you nothing. You need to put in pain. That's the thing. That's what I do. That's where I come in. Hold on, let's get this nice and straight. I put in a lot of pain. But I had to realize nobody owes me nothing. I wasn't moving around acting like people owed me anything, but you know, you kind of walk around jaded like, yo, I'm nice, I'm this, I'm that. I got the world, I got the swag, I got the money, I got this, whatever have you. Whatever situation you got going on that make you feel like, yo, I'm on top and people should just bow down to me. That's a superior complex. Now look, if you feel like this is off topic, but if you feel like, yo, you're elite or you're in a phase of authoritarian, whatever that is, totalitarianism, that's different. You know, if you feel like, yo, I am in this phase of everybody needs to respect me, everybody needs to do this, that's different. That's a whole different story. This video might not be for you. You need to go look at that video, elitism. This video is about nobody owes you nothing. So, yeah, I mean, that should really be the video, but I got notes. I got notes. I got notes. Nobody owe you shit. You feel me? You walking around with the main character syndrome. You're not the main character. You're not the main character. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a movie. This is real life. You don't do this and you get instant gratification or you get all this validation just because you did the right thing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You need to focus on what you need to do. How many times can I say nobody cares? Really? You need to just focus on your work, focus on what you need to do. If that is the thing that you are not doing, that you hate to do, the thing that you are not necessarily afraid to do. But for example, me, the sewing machine, I need to sew. I know that sewing is gonna be my key to whatever it is. I'm not really looking for riches and finances. I'm already fairly abundant and blessed to be making money from just like my creative endeavors and my hobbies. However, you know, I know if I sew, I could be somewhere in Portugal doing a fashion show and like, but realistically, do I want to do that? I don't know. I won't really know till I go and work on it. But at the same time, and that's a good example with clothing. With having a clothing brand, you often feel like, hey, people need to wear my clothes. People need to, go support tour.shop on Instagram and make sure that you go cop something when the website open. But I was feeling jaded. I was just like, yo, like nobody's posting my stuff. Nobody is like, people were buying my stuff, but like again, I'm not in a phase where I want to take people's money. I want more community and just kind of like support and awareness than I would like finances for my brand. My brand's been existing for a while. This is not about my brand, but this is just an example. Me walking around acting like everybody's supposed to post my brand just because I gave them a t-shirt. In a perfect world, people understand things cost money and I took my time. I took 5 hours out of my day to create this item that you willfully took and told me that you were going to post and haven't posted yet. Not once in a month or two or three. But at the end of the day, I wanted to give them these things. Now, should I have thought about it a little better and said, hey, bro, like, I did actually. Some of these people, I said, yo, bro, all I need you to do is post it for me. And of course, all these people say, yeah, I got you, I got you. You know how many chains I done gave out and haven't seen one picture. And it's like these people, if you know what it feels like, it feels like an attack on both my intelligent, well, I don't want to say both. I'm going to list off a couple of things because I'm thinking about this as we're talking about it. It feels like an attack on me as a person. It feels like an attack on my intelligence, and it feels like an attack on friendship. It feels like an attack on my wallet, first and foremost. It also feels like you don't give a shit about me because you know I'm working really hard to produce these items and you're not even posting them. And you keep saying this time, this time, this time. Mind you, you're posting Chrome Hearts, you're posting Rick Owens, you're posting all of these things that are just kind of like, not honestly, to be honest with you, not even anywhere near as cool as, or like creative, not even use cool, creative, technically impressive, you know, like they're posting the brands that don't have hardware. I have belts, I have a bunch of things. And they're posting things that post like something making fun of black people. You know what I'm saying? It's like this brand is making fun of black people and doing all these things and you're supporting it. Now to each his own, you know, I'm not jealous. And again, I'm talking about this for a reason. I'm just talking about nobody owes me anything. So that's why I'm on this little rant. So I'm going around, I'm on Instagram, especially now because they show you your friend liked Louis Vuitton. You know what I'm saying? Your friend liked this thing. Your friend, my alarm was gonna go off. Your friend likes this thing, and you're thinking like, yo, like my thing is like my brand is way cooler than this brand. My brand is more impressive. My whatever. Why aren't you posting my flyer? I'm having a pop up. You're posting this. You're trying to look cool. But then at the end of the day, one, nobody owes me nothing. I want to give them these things. Three, I'm not even really asking these people to do these things. And it's like I'm expecting these people to do these things, yet I'm not asking these people to do it for me. So again, nobody owes me anything. And if I ask them to post it and they act funny, then I just need to know how to move. That's it. There's no oh, I thought this, that, and the third. Especially if you're following the first video, you need to just let it go. You need to just let it happen. You know what? I like using Bob. I gave Bob a one of one custom DIY. It took me so long to make it. I gave it to him for a reason, and he hasn't even posted it. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't worn it out. He hasn't done this. He hasn't reciprocated the love that I showed him by giving him the garment. But again, nobody owes me shit. So I had to just learn that, like, yo, you know what? Maybe I'm not supposed to give out so much clothes. Maybe I'm not. You know what? Whoever want to buy it. You know what? I got to gatekeep my brand. If people are treating me or treating you in a certain manner that you don't like, maybe you got to change something, you know? And the thing I needed to change was nobody owes me anything. I'm walking around handing out clothes or handing out, not even just clothes, just life. You know, like let's just get into life. Like you do something for somebody and you expect them to do the same thing. It's the same example as the clothing. They don't do it. You expect, somebody falls on the ground, you pick them up. You fall on the ground, they look at you like, damn, bro, you're not gonna get up? You know what I'm saying? You just looking at them like, yo, bro, like what just happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do the same thing? No. No, you don't have to expect them to do that. And you know what? At the end of the day, you don't got to pick nobody up either. You don't owe nobody nothing. So this is it. That's it. That's really it. The video's not done. I'm just saying that's it. Like you got to walk around understanding that nobody owes you nothing. Nobody owes you shit. You need to act the same way though. You can't just be going around letting people finesse you. Like you can't do that. Like that's the crazy part. I digress because you see, I was about to do the crazy eyes. I was about to listen. So you need to just work on yourself, mind your business, mind so many phrases that you heard when you was a kid, probably, or whatever people still telling you right now, is the same thing. Like you need to mind your business, work on yourself, Do what you need to do. You need to hit that gym, you go to the gym. You need to get your summer body, you get your summer body. You need to get your rock and roll, you do that. You feel me? You need to learn a new course, a new skill, you go do that. You don't got time to be sitting around expecting and having people expect from you. That's where you set up boundaries. I'm trying not to get into boundaries, but you need to set up boundaries for both yourself and you need to set up boundaries. Like, you could tell people no. And at the end of the day, like, yeah, it's better if you explain yourself in a manner, if it's a certain manner. Cause you could say no. I learned that people can't accept when you tell them no and don't give them an explanation. And one time somebody tried to make me realize I needed to, or somebody suggested that when you tell someone no, you got to give them a reason. And I went thinking that for a while when I first learned the word no. Now, as a grown, super grown adult, when I tell you no, that's it. You need to assume I already thought of all the reasons why I said no. I didn't just randomly the first thing you said, do you want to go to the store? And I said no. I thought of the reason why I don't want to go. I don't want to get dressed. I hate the people at that store. I'm in the zone right now. You are a grown adult. You can go to the store by yourself. And I just don't want to go to the store. I thought of those reasons already. So when I said no to you, I didn't just say no and I was just like, no. So for you to, or whoever the person to be like, can you give me a reason? If you feel like explaining yourself to that person, you could do that. But I'm learning this year or these years, you should not explain yourself. Because explaining yourself, especially in a situation where you say no, that takes away your power. You can say, I'm uncomfortable with that, but you don't gotta say, I don't like the guy at the store. I don't want to do this. And if you say, yo, I'm not comfortable with that, and the person just basically tells you like that's not a good enough, well, that's not a good reason, then that person's probably not your friend, or that person shouldn't be in your circle, or that person is just not necessarily a good person at all. You know? So you need to just separate that person from your circle, especially if it's something that makes you uncomfortable. You need to, yo, there's so much. I'm trying not to stray into other parts of videos, but basically nobody owes you nothing. You ain't special, bro. Like, you ain't special. You got to put the work in. I'm telling myself that too. Like, I have to put the work in even right now. I'm doing these videos, figuring out what I want to talk about. I already glowed up. You feel me? I already glowed up. I'm realizing a lot of stuff, and it's like sometimes you just outgrow your circle. Sometimes, that doesn't mean you have to separate yourself from your circle like that. But sometimes, you can't just keep expecting people to be you. That's really what it is. You can't expect people to be you, and nobody owes you nothing. And that's really it. I ain't gonna keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Y'all know what it is. The whole point of the story is nobody owes you nothing. You ain't special. I'm not trying to say that to be, like a Debbie Downer or a Lord Downer, but if you go around acting like you special and you expect people to do things for you, then you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You're gonna always lose. You're gonna lose over again, like I did for the last like 10 years. Now, am I saying that you're not gonna learn nothing in that time? No, no. I'm not saying it's gonna be a bad time, but I could tell you that when you expect a certain result from someone or some people or whatever situation, and that doesn't happen, that leads to a downfall, a spiral for sure. you know, especially it's hard. It is hard because sometimes you need help. You know what I'm saying? Ayúdame. You know what I'm saying? Ayúdame. But sometimes you just gotta go do that yourself. Bust them. You know what I'm saying? Bust some drills by yourself. That's all you gotta do. So you already know what it is. Osiris Lord. The whole point of the story is nobody owes you nothing. You need to get out on the field, grind in the mud, work on your discipline, and just basically do it for yourself, man. No, don't do it for no external validation. That's gonna be your downfall. Don't do it for nobody else but yourself. If you got to do it for your family, sure, of course, have some sort of drive, but don't do it. Don't do it for the shorty down the block with the big booty, or the dude that got the big Rolls Royce, or you know what I'm saying? Don't do it for none of them people. Do it for yourself. You'll get way further that way. So I appreciate y'all. And I hope you have a good day. Make sure you go check out tour.shop on Instagram and go cop when the website opens.